Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. The bad news never gets old, does it? It's currently Addison and Bryce connecting with others. And when we say others, we are discussing Logan Paul with Josie Canseco. What is this episode of Trading Exes? We should find out. Bradisson was first supposed to be a thing in October 2019, when the two began teaming up on TikTok recordings. Following quite a while of hypotheses, Bryce broke the transporter's heart when he composed on Twitter in January 2020. Addison and I are not dating. She's doing whatever she might want to do, and I'm doing mine. We're still companions and want to stay that way. I actually love her. We're still going to hang out and stuff, yet we're simply not going to be kissy any longer. By the way, neither of us are punching the air in April 2020. Bryce said that Addison is the best young lady he's at any point had, yet he likewise said that they were still companions. This clearly confounded enthusiasts of it, since how is it that she could be the best young lady he at any point had in the event that he never as a matter of fact had her Addison herself then, at that point put any misinformation to rest in a meeting with YouTuber Jeff Wittick in June 2020 when she straightforwardly expressed, "I'm single then." In July 2020, Bryce affirmed on the Mother Seller digital recording that he and Addison were trying things out for the following 2 or 3 months. The circumstance was as yet muddled, yet in October 2020, in a meeting with Diversion this evening, Addison affirmed what we as a whole knew along. She said that they were simply taking the path of least resistance, which in fact means seeing each other in November 2020. Bradisson at last declared to the world that they're in a serious relationship in a cute YouTube video. The pair likewise uncovered that between October 2019 and November 2020, they dated 2 times. Everybody realized they were dating such. Oh, it wasn't exactly an unexpected. Things gave off an impression of being going fine until Walk 2021, while the upsetting reports about Bryce being faithless surfaced. Bryce has been blamed for being untrustworthy and traitorous previously. However, we can't actually say he cheated on the grounds that we don't have any idea when he was really dating Addison anyway. The Walk allegations were a piece upsetting on the grounds that they had previously been true, and these allegations cost him their relation. N-Ship fans completely went ballistic when Addison affirmed their separation on an episode of Apple Music's The Zane Lowe Show, where she was examining her presentation Single Fixated. She said so, the late evening recording this, I was driving just before the studio. I had dropped off my ex, my sweetheart. At the time I dropped him off at his home, he took a gander at me and was like, "I'm fixated on you," and I was like, "Me as well," and blast, it turned into a tune. Unfortunately, Bryce and Addison were not fixated enough with one another to make the relationship work. Later, Addison affirmed in a Walk 25 paparazzi interview with Falling Stars Television that she and Bryce had separated. When inquired as to whether they were together, she said, "No, we are not together, except for I hope everything works out for him. He's astounding, and I think we both are doing extraordinary things in our lives." Bryce Lobby, moreover, realizes that we are completely fixated on the relationship, so he ventured to make sense of a couple of things according to his perspective in a YouTube video posted on the 26th of Walk 2021. First of all, the pair separated a month prior, yet they were somewhat keeping it relaxed. Bryce likewise said that he was the one who started the separation with Addison Rae. He proceeded to say that he doesn't have the right mentality right now and that he would rather not be painted as a miscreant. We absolutely get him some way or another each time Bradisson has an issue. Bryce is consistently the one getting all the disdain. He likewise discussed the separation in a meeting of best friends with Dave Portnoy and Joke Richards. While tending to the separation and the bits of gossip that he cheated, Bryce said, "I was totally worried. Fella, I paid such a lot of cash and legal counselor charges to get everything off my plate." Anything that he was getting off his plate is the talk that he laid down with Dana Wolf during his outing to Texas. And we should simply express that, in spite of the axiom, what occurred in Vegas didn't remain in Vegas. YouTube character Keemstar professed to have screen captures of Dana saying she attached to the Bryce corridor 2 times in Vegas, following the bits of hearsay. Bryce tweeted that I didn't undermine Addison. Bryce additionally said that the tattle was part of a 75-0 coercion endeavor. No doubt that is where the legal counselors came in, as per Bryce. Addison realizes that he never undermined her, yet there were at that point some trust issues, so they needed to separate. It didn't actually require 7 days after the separation affirmation before Addison was connected to another person, the person being referred to as Logan Paul. So is there anything truly happening between the two? Logan and Addison have both tended to the tales, and they've said that they're not dating yet. Logan addressed admissions on the web and said, "I'm not dating Addison. She's a companion. I believe she's extraordinary. We balanced out and played volleyball on the ocean side." He likewise added that their meetups are more business-related than anything else. Paparazzi additionally found Addison Beam and got some information about the dating bits of hearsay, and Addison obviously expressed that she was not dating Logan Paul. Well, plainly, the pair have hung out as of late, as Addison is set to show up on Logan Paul's imprudent web recording. And as Logan said, they've been playing volleyball together. While the two could have cooperated throughout the course of recent days, it doesn't give off the impression of being anything serious until further notice. Anyway, we can't totally preclude the chance that they are two single individuals who end up enjoying each other as companions. Do you think Addison and Logan would make a wonderful couple? What might their transport name even be? Addison logos and Addison OK. None of these sound astounding except for the fact that we bet you can think of a superior boat name on the off chance that they choose to take things to a higher level. If Addison and Logan decide to date one day, there's a high chance that the relationship will be significant in the event that you missed the big news that Logan Paul is formally moving from Los Angeles to Puerto Rico. He composed an explanation that sort of sounds more like a sonnet on his Instagram stories, saying, as I sit, noticing the crowd of intoxicated, youthful Hollywood socialites driven by enticement and terrible goals. I enjoy knowing that while a piece of me prospers in such a climate, my own goals won't frequently lead me to such vulgarity. The honor of youth, the shortfall of obligation, the unique idea of routine, all in brief, I feel it. The toxin of adulthood gradually sinks its direction into my veins, and with it come new interests and new propensities. I do appreciate it, however. I can't keep the unavoidable closure from getting a period in the synopsis farewell Hollywood discussion about growing up. You know who else tended to these Logan-Addison dating bits of gossip? Bryce Corridor himself, while as yet chatting on BFs with Dave Portnoy and Kid Richards. Bryce said tales began flowing across the web, and afterward I see Addison and Logan hanging out. I don't have the foggiest idea of everything that was. She didn't say to me that I figured out web-based okay, Bryce. How could Addison discuss her home base with you? You're not together, which is appropriate for the record. Bryce Lobby has been dating somebody after the separation, and the central issue is who we don't have to look far for. But fans are persuaded that the individual in the image is Logan's ex, Josie Canseco. The two have been seen together several times. Somewhat recently, a passerby even wrote to Dumois, saying that the pair has been connecting before everybody at parties for the last month anyway. Bryce has denied attaching with Josie Canseco. Dave Portnoy straightforwardly inquired in the meeting with BFs Dave Portnoy and Kid Richards, "Did you connect with Josie Canseco?" Bryce said no, and after a delay, he snickered and said, I didn't. Dave attempted once again to get Bryce to admit that something more was happening with him, and Josie told Bryce to put his hand to God and guarantee. Bryce chuckled and expressed out loud, "Whatever are you attempting to do here? Me and Josie resemble old buddies we're hanging out. We're simply flowing. We've been to 2 or 3 social gatherings." Well, they actually demanded and inquired as to whether Bryce's response would be something very similar in the event that he was on completely false finder, and Bryce straight up evaded the inquiry in an Instagram live. Josie likewise denied the reports and said she is extremely single anyway. She recognized that Bryce is a darling and a staggering individual. Yet they are only somewhat at a similar companions gathering, and that is all there is to it. We should get this straight. Bryce affirmed on BFs with Dave Portnoy and Joke Richards that he and Addison have been connecting with others since the separation, so on the off chance that the individuals being referred to are not Logan Paul and Josie Canseco, then who is keeping these two occupied? Alright, we will make 2 incredibly quick shots in the dark. Tina and Nate Wyatt, stand by before you toss any accounts. Here's the thinking. On February 27, 2021, Bryce was spotted out at Saddle Farm in-law with Tana and Josie Canseco. Addison was additionally. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.